Welcome to Primo Piano Studio. Come on in. My name is Sarah Smolensky. I'm the teacher and owner here, and today I'm going to show you around the studio a little bit, the instruments that I use and the different materials that I use while I'm teaching. My studio is an in-home studio, so this is a part of my home. It is sectioned off from my house with doors for privacy. I invite all parents to come in to a lesson anytime. Some parents do come to every lesson, some just come now and then, but I have an area over here where they can sit while their child is having a lesson. I keep tissues, lotion, hand sanitizer down there, usually suckers or mints or something here, and I try to put either a composer fact or a poem or some sort of musical quote on here that gets changed out. Most of my teaching materials are within this library, these 4 bookshelves. So I'm going to quickly, kind of rapid fire style, go through each cabinet and show you the things that I use to teach. This is something I pull out for younger students, especially after a break. It can be kind of fun, so I'll put it out before their lesson, and it's a giant keyboard playmat. So I can say something like, please play a C pentascale with your right foot. So we get working on left and right, but using different parts of their body engages different parts of their brain. So I think this is a really fun thing to do. I've done it for a couple years and it's been a big hit. Let's go through the bottoms of each cabinet next. So this cabinet houses my holiday material, which is primarily Christmas and Halloween, as well as all my ensemble material. You may have guessed from my studio name, Primo Piano Studio, that I love ensembles, so I'm always getting new ensemble material and encouraging my students to play in duets or trios. This is organized by composer, so starting with Leroy Anderson, alphabetically over into this shelf. I also keep here binders for new students, so I give everyone a binder with a few things in it when they begin, and we use that to put their assignment sheets. This is all Beethoven. He gets a separate section. So in addition to my alphabetized composers, this cabinet also houses random classical selections, as well as my movie and pop music and my wedding music. I do play for weddings occasionally. I've got a photo album of recitals and different things that my students have done over the years. Here I keep primarily teaching collections, so things like the Joy of series, the Encore books, the Bastion piano literature, festival collections, so things that really every piano teacher I think should have. These are really valuable teaching resources that I use frequently. Some office supplies, and I think that's it for under the shelves. So let's look at what's on the shelves. This is my lending library, and students know that they can borrow anything they want from this area. I have it organized by level, and then I keep my little library log here so they can check out whatever they're interested in. My favorite piano tchotchkes and some reference books. In addition to my library log, my student info binder that has all my signed policies from the parents, as well as the onboarding material from students, so I know where they live and what their age is, those types of things. This is for material I am practicing. This is the first piano, may it rest in peace. The first piano that I got out of college when I couldn't afford anything was this freebie that I got off the internet, and now it acts more as a mechanical demonstration for us or a piece of decor, but I keep it there. It's a good reminder of where we started and where we are now. This shelf, if you look above, I keep some of my awards, and these are really great conversation pieces. I find students are really curious about it. They want to know what I played when I grew up. What did I play to earn that trophy? So they're great conversation starters. I also keep what I call the bin of fun. So this is mostly little percussive toys, drum head, bells, tambourine, clapping hands, woodblock, those types of things. And I do rhythm drills regularly as part of lessons. So we'll let students pick something out of the bin of fun and we'll do their rhythm drills. Reference books. These are copies of all the Piano Adventure books. So that's the series that I use for my method books. I use not only the standard ones, but the older beginner series and the pre-reader series. And I have a copy of everything at every level. So I keep a copy of the lesson, the performance, the theory, and the technique at every level because kids are always forgetting their books. And also this enables me to plan for their lessons. So when they're not here with their own books, I at least have a copy and I can see what's coming up next and plan appropriately. On this shelf, I keep some of my favorite CDs that I still like to listen to. This has some recording tools in it, so my microphone that I can connect to my computer and some other recording tools. Here I've got lesson materials. This is a favorite, so I'll show you this quickly. This is a toy that you can buy at Target or on Amazon, and I use this for scales. Little kids love it. Some of my older kids love it too, just for fun. So the way I use it is if they play their scale correctly, I push a tooth. If they play it incorrectly, they push a tooth. And you play until you get chomped. And generally it's me getting chomped if they do a good job. So that's a fun one. I also love these magnets. I have a magnetic whiteboard that I use these on. So these are great for kinesthetic learners. I've got all the letters of the musical alphabet, sharps and flats, white keys, black keys, so it helps them really spell out their scales. I use it a lot for teaching inversions too, how we can kind of manipulate the same three letters in a different order and get an inversion. And flashcards on every topic. If it's a music theory topic, I have a flashcard on it. So in this bin, all of those. I also love this Fandex. So if I'm working with a student and we're starting a piece by a famous composer, I can quickly pull this out and have them read to me some facts about that composer. I'm big into MMTA, Minnesota Music Teachers Association. So here I have my MMTA syllabus material and all the books that I would need to teach theory, sight playing, and keyboard skills. This is all supplemental material, things like scale books, technique books. I have the Dozen a Day series, some Western Board of Music books, RCM books, Keith Snell, Hannah and Cherney, all the good stuff. Office supplies, things like plastic sheets, manuscript, paper. These are all games organized by level. And I guess coming over to the piano, here's where the magic mostly happens. I keep my schedule and important things here on a music stand. I do online lesson sheets, so my computer is always here. And then I use that printer to print it at the end of the lesson. Here's my cart that's always by me. I use these for scales. They can pull a letter out of there and then either contrary, parallel, here, major, minor. So they make a combination. That's how we practice our scales to spot check. And I have some other manipulatives here. These are awesome for teaching enharmonics, stickers, flashcards, Pachelbel penguin, pencils. I use these in their lesson books. Lots of kids don't read the lesson sheets as much as I put effort into it and want them to. They just don't. So putting these on every page that they're working on really makes it easy for them to find their materials. Metronome. Really quickly, some of my other favorite things over here are this plastic sheet that I use for supplemental theory. We can just put it in, dry erase. Wipe off keyboard and staff, my chord charts, and the circle of keys. Love that. I have an adjustable bench. I also have a pedal extender, and for the wiggly kids that like to play with the pedals, I'll pull out this stool that my dad built actually, and we can turn it any which way that fits their size. I keep this board of upcoming events here so people can see it in addition to having it emailed. I have multiple apps on here that I use regularly. My favorite one is Flashnote Derby, and all my students have an account on Flashnote Derby, so I can not only use that in the studio, but I can send them assignments. Very quickly, over here, I have 3 more pianos. Actually, I own 5 pianos right now. So this one I love because it has this great backing track percussive feature. So I can do something like that. I have a student who's using that one right now because he's learning swing rhythms. This one is my newest piano. This one I got because you can plug in headphones. I have some sibling partners that come, so that's very helpful for that. And I use it to record a lot. Since I do a lot of duets, I will demo them by recording myself playing secondo and then playing primo along with the recording. Contest music, things that students have borrowed and returned that I need to reorganize into the library. I love this poster from MMTA, Characteristics of the Musical Eras, and my Roland digital piano. This table, I'm getting ready to host a theory study session. So I do incorporate theory into every lesson, but the kids that are taking theory exams usually come for more of an in-depth preparation. So we will gather around the table and study here. So that's about it. In a nutshell, that's the way I teach, the materials that I use, the instruments that are at my disposal. And thank you for coming along and taking a tour of my studio today.